A woman, newly imprisoned, just glances at the dining table and instantly comes up with a plan to escape. She deliberately spills her tray on the floor and pretends to clean up the spilled food while secretly unscrewing the screws that secure the table. Even though she easily obtains the tool for her escape, taking it out of the dining hall proves to be a significant challenge because metal detectors are installed at the entrances. As expected, the moment she steps out of the dining hall, the detector immediately sets off an alarm. The prison guard stops her, but this doesn't faze her. Just as the screw hidden in her sock is about to be detected, the woman calmly pulls out the chopstick she had previously stuck in her hair, claiming that her hair tie broke and she didn't want to lose points for her appearance, so she used the chopstick as a substitute. The prison guard, upon learning that the woman is a new inmate, doesn't suspect much, and the woman narrowly makes it back to her cell. She then grinds the screw on the floor, and before long, it becomes a small hexagonal wrench. Using the wrench, she removes the water tank in the cell because she knows that the location of the water tank is the weakest point in the prison. Once they dig through, they can directly access the prison sewers. The reason she is so familiar with the prison is that she is the chief designer of this facility. 20 years ago, she was blacklisted by the entire industry for reporting that the prison project cut corners and used substandard materials. Since then, she could only run a restaurant to support her family. However, misfortune strikes when a wealthy man sets his sights on her daughter. Just as the man is about to forcibly assault her daughter, the girl, in a panic, uses broken glass in self-defense, but ends up being sued by the man. Due to his overwhelming influence, even the court is a tool of his family. Despite the woman submitting ample evidence of justifiable self-defense, her daughter is still sentenced to death on the spot, to be carried out in 30 days. To save her daughter, she decides to enter the prison where her daughter is held. She digs out all the prison's information from 20 years ago and begins to plan her escape. After more than 20 days of meticulous planning, she arrives at the bank's entrance and robs and intentionally injures a passerby. In the prison where her daughter is held, inmates are assigned cells based on the severity of their crimes and the length of their sentences. In other words, as long as she accurately controls her criminal methods, there is a high possibility that she will be placed in the same cell as her daughter. As expected, due to the enormous amount involved in the case, she is not only sentenced to 25 years in prison but also ends up in the same cell as her daughter. However, upon entering, she discovers that her daughter, unable to bear the shock, has decided to end her life. She quickly knocks the broken glass out of her daughter's hand and holds her tightly, telling her that she will help her escape before the execution. Her daughter thinks her mother has gone mad because this is the most heavily guarded Dark River prison, and countless inmates and thugs have tried to escape but failed without exception. The woman then reveals to her daughter that she is the designer of this prison, and from the moment she stepped into the prison, there was no turning back. She knows that with just the two of them, there is no way they can escape. Therefore, before entering the prison, she had already found a collaborator, the female bully locked up with them. She tells the bully that her husband has already married someone else and informs her that the bully's daughter has leukemia. Because the husband has decided to give up treatment, if the bully doesn't cooperate with her, her daughter won't live past a month. Initially, the bully doesn't take this matter to heart until the next day when her husband visits. Only then does the bully realize that everything the woman said is true. Desperate to save her daughter, she immediately decides to collaborate with the woman.